Okay. And I don't have anybody in here. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, I had to reboot the computer. It was stupid. Made me unhappy. All right, let me see if I can repopulate this thing. It's super annoying. There we go. Yeah, I had to completely reboot the computer. I was about to um, switch over to my old laptop, but okay. Oh my God! Thank God, everybody's back with more people. Candace, hello. Todd, Mr. DeNicola, Groob, and Dino. Oh, I sent one to. I think I sent one to everybody that was here before. Did we miss anybody? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping in here. All right. So it was it was super annoying, but hey, we got it fixed. All I had to do was just copy paste everything up to a new live stream. All right. So some of you might have noticed that I am in desperate need for a haircut, but I leave for America in like 4 days. Oh my gosh, Tulip City's here. And it was just ridiculous for me to get a haircut, say 2 weeks ago when I needed it, when I was just going to have to get a haircut again. So I've just kind of been dealing with it. The good news is that my barber will be working the day I leave, and I don't leave until evening. Like, I can leave at about 5 p.m. and still make it to the airport 2 hours ahead of my flight. So I'm good. I'm good. No, Todd, I'm not going to get a mohawk. Anybody that saw me 2 years ago in person, though, knows very well how bad my hair was. Worst haircut of my life. All right. Well, it's nice that we got everybody. So, is everybody doing all right out there? You staying cool? Over here, the temperature, I was telling somebody earlier, the temperature has been like 70% or higher. And the temperature, the humidity has been 70% or higher. And the temperature in the mornings, it'll be, say, low 80s with the heat index. During the middle of the day, the heat index can push it up to like 100 degrees. It's been bad lately. We had a mild beginning to the summer, and now we have full on summer. Anyway, there we go. Here, let me see if I can get something here. That's why it's not working. Hold on a moment. Trying to get my mother back over here. I sent her the streaming account, but it was the wrong link. It was not a good link. There we go. All right, and boom. All right. So if I sent you guys like a bad link, I apologize. All right. Ah, North Carolina, huh? I still have family in North Carolina. Over the years, both sides of my family ended up moving to North Carolina independently of one another. They don't all live there now, but for a little while there, almost all of my family lived in North Carolina, except for my parents. All right, so are we ready? Hey, everybody, welcome to another installment of Brad Eats Stuff's exhilarating offshoot, Brad Drinks Stuff. Tonight, I have three kinds of Japanese booze, and I'm not going to lie, I've had all three of these already. I've tried them all. In fact, one of them isn't even sold in stores anymore. It's already sold out, but we're still going to try them out. So we have this Suijin soda. This is a special grapefruit and tonic flavor. I've got Zapir, which is the lemon peel flavored booze, but this one is a special, like grocery store only that has lime in it. Hey, Kendra's here. Awesome. All right. And Orion. Orion is an Okinawan beer brand. Orion Shikwasa beer. And Shikwasa is a kind of citrus fruit that is sometimes called the Okinawan lime. So, yeah, we've got grapefruit and tonic gin soda. We've got lemon and lime peel booze. And we've got our Okinawan lime beer. What are we starting first? Anybody have any picks? We got the gin soda, the beer, the peel stuff. Anybody have a first person that tells me what they want me to try? I'll try that one first, even though I've tried them all. All right. Nobody picks. I'll pick. The lemon lime should be second. Okay, I can do that. Kendra says first, and Group says second. Sorry, Kendra. Group said second first. Second first. Tell you what, let's do the Okinawa Lime beer. So apparently, according to one of my students, this Shikwasa beer is kind of a standard in Okinawa. I'm guessing they sell it in Okinawa all the time, and it's just a limited time thing outside. So here. All right. Ooh, that color. You know what it looks like? It looks like beer. Smells like beer. Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. Okay, that's actually pretty good. All of these are 5% alcohol. So none of this stuff is going to be particularly strong. This is pretty much your standard beer percentage. I don't really taste the citrus in it, but I can't say it doesn't have a different flavor to it. It doesn't taste like regular beer. It has kind of a nicer flavor, not quite as bitter. And I don't really enjoy extremely bitter beers like IPAs, APAs. No, thank you, sir. I tried one once and I wasn't a fan. In fact, a guy I worked with at the time told me that he didn't like IPA when he first started drinking it, but then he just drank a lot of it and developed a taste for it. And I said, so what you're telling me is, in order to drink this thing I don't like, I have to consume a whole bunch of it, or hear me out, I just drink something I like. So, yeah. No, this is pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Now, group has asked that we have Zabir be the second. So we'll crack this open and try it out here. There we go. I mean, it smells citrusy. The one thing that this touts is that it doesn't have fruit juice, but it is 100% peel. So lemon peel, or in this case, lemon and lime peel. So let's taste it here. That's extremely citrusy, very tart, very nice, especially with the recent heat and humidity. Stuff like this, hell, stuff like this is very, very refreshing because it's just been so hot here, especially during the day, the sun beating down on you. And they do say that Tokyo is a heat island because of all the buildings and the concrete and asphalt. But something like this is really, really nice. Right? Yeah, Kendra, I mean, see, I always thought Sprite had sort of the faintest of citrus taste. It was citrusy, but mostly it was just sweet. This isn't sweet, but doesn't have a particularly strong alcoholic flavor either. I mean, if you compared this with, say, an unsweetened citrus soda, you'd be able to tell this is alcoholic, but it doesn't jump out at you. Again, 5%. Yeah, it's only 5%. That's your standard. That's your average beer there. Yeah, I do like this though. This is very nice. Most refreshing drink I've ever had in Japan was when I was studying in Nagoya at the store for the Olympics. I think the Olympics were in England that year. They had Schweppes, the Coca-Cola. Schweppes had a soft drink called British Lemon Tonic, and it was extremely tart. I mean, really, really tart. And one of the most refreshing things I've ever had in my life. And especially since I was there kind of at the very end of summer or beginning of fall, where it's so kind of hot, it was incredibly nice to have while I was out walking. Get a Schweppes British Lemon Tonic. Wasn't alcoholic. It was just a soda. It was just, that's so nice. So yeah, I do miss that. I haven't seen it come back. All right, let's finish off with this Suijin soda, the grapefruit and tonic. This one has basically disappeared from store shelves. I was able to find it at Family Mart and Lawson, which are two of the kind of the big three of the convenience store chains. And they had it at JR's Liquor and World Food Store, Yamaya, and it pretty much vanished. Now, here's the good thing. Back behind me in the storage container, I have some more. I bought a little bit extra, so I can have some later this year. But let's give this a try. See how it tastes? Got my old Madomagi glass here because I only have 2 of these suckers. There you go. Clear. Doesn't look like anything. Smells good though. Let's give it a try. See, this is really, really good. I'm pretty sure there's no sugar in this. Let me double check on this, but I'm pretty sure it says somewhere that there's no sugar. If there is sugar, there's not much. This is nice and tart. You can really taste the grapefruit, although I don't know if there's any fruit juice in this. Let's see. 5% alcohol, and I can't see what there's fruit juice or not. But it does have a very grapefruity flavor to it, and it's nice and tart. Again, this thing is super refreshing for walking around on a hot day or sitting home in the air conditioning. Oof. I do like this. This is really nice. All right, so I would be remiss if I didn't try each one of these one more time, just to make sure. So first, we have our Okinawa Lime beer. So this is good. I like this. As beers go, if your average beer had a little more citrus in it, I'd probably enjoy it more. Right, then we have this lemon and lime peel stuff. Nice and tart, plenty of peel. And of course, we got the grapefruit and tonic stuff. So if you hadn't guessed already, this is my favorite. I like this one the best. This one is good. I reviewed on one of my other live streams the lemon, the peel, because there's the original one was a 5%, and they came out with a 7%, and I did review that one. This one is a grocery store only 5% with the lime, and it is, and this says, by the way, no sugar, it says up here, but it also, somewhere it probably says, this is, there it is, limited time, gente. So they're only going to have this in stores for a little while, and when it's gone, it's gone. Doesn't mean they won't bring it back, but if it's gone, it'll be gone for a while. As for the Shikwasa beer, yeah, this is nice. I've gotten a couple of these just because it changes up a little bit what the usual flavor of beer is. Okay. So, anyway, I've got probably half of each of these cans left. I'm going to finish these up before bed and probably sleep pretty well as a result. But, as always, appreciate you guys stepping in, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay. All right. So, that's the video. That's what I'll edit down. All right, that'll be the main video. So at this point, we're just hanging out, having a little bit of booze. If anybody has any questions, any statements, I will, as I said, I will be leaving. I'll be leaving for the US on Wednesday evening, local time. Before then, I have several things to do. I need to put some files onto a thumb drive to take home, do a little cleaning around the house here. I have to get a haircut, which is going to be the day of, and I got to get some laundry done. That'll also be the day of. As much as I can get done the last day, I'll do it, because that way I don't have to do when I get back. What else do I need to do? I've got a handful of stuff that I need to do here. It's kind of ridiculous. Let's see. I got to pay some bills. I got to charge stuff. And a friend of mine has asked me to look into buying a pack or 2 of Pokemon cards for her son, who's just started to get into the Pokemon card game. More as a novelty, not for anything that he could, use it with his friends, but just more like, to check this out. I get Pokemon cards from the original country. So yeah, I have lots of stuff I'm bringing back for people, and that will actually probably take up one of my suitcases. I think I don't think most of you guys. Nick, who's not here, Nick's doing some family stuff, but I think Nick's maybe one of the only people who has an idea of what I'm bringing back. He and my mom, who I'm pretty sure is watching, are going to be pretty surprised. So Tulip City, to get back to the U.S., it depends a little bit on which airport you go to. When I first started coming home, they usually had me transfer through Chicago. I'm not a big fan of O'Hare Airport. A couple of times I transferred through Boston. Logan Airport is a little bit farther, but it's a nicer airport and you can get a really good cup of clam chowder. But the last few years, they've had me transfer through JFK up in New York. They've offered me, I think, Dallas maybe, but I would rather get as far into the US as possible and take the shortest possible flight down to Pittsburgh. So the long flight is generally 12 or 13 hours. It's pretty much half a day. Pretty much to get from here to there, I spend the better part of a full day in airports and airplanes. You know, it's just how it is. What's funny is that the last couple of years, the flight from JFK to Pittsburgh has been listed as an hour and a half. And I think both going and coming, the pilot has effectively stepped on the gas and it takes us 45 minutes. Now, I'm not going to assume that's going to happen every time, but man, having that happen, it's really nice. It's like, oh, hey, you just cut the short flight in half. Thanks a lot for not making me stay on a plane any longer than I have to. All right. So, anybody else have any questions, statements, anything like that? I mean, you got me here. I'm here for the duration, so I don't mind sticking around a little longer. Appreciate you guys. Brad's mom cooks stuff. So I'm not 100% sure on this, but I don't think my mother really wants to be presence in my videos. However, if you watch my Brad Cook Stuff in America videos, she's occasionally off camera eating as well, but she, I believe, nearly always makes something like buttery biscuits or some other like baked thing, some sort of bread. And I add that to the video. So it's like I made something on the stove, I might have made a side, and my mom made buttery biscuits. My mom made something. And that way I can have a little bit of my carbohydrates, which I know Kendra can't have carbohydrates. I'm sorry about that, Kendra. My mom makes really good biscuits. It's kind of a shame for you. But it's nice to have something on the side that my mom made that I can put into the video. I mean, I'll ask her if she wants to be in the video, but I don't imagine she's particularly interested. Though, like I say, she's been off camera before, so I don't remember if she's actually had her voice in it or not. I will say that this year I'm going to be back for the longest time since moving to Tokyo. I usually come back for 4 weeks, and I think, yeah, this year is 6 weeks. I used all of my paid vacation time, and I actually have to swap one day and work an extra shift some other day just to get it done. My mother confirms she's not interested in being in the video. That's 100% fine. I haven't actually asked her because I was pretty sure I knew her answer. All right. Is Kendra still here? Kendra, anything you want to ask? Let me tell you about Kendra here. She had a live stream where she did basically karaoke in her house, and she did a lot of stuff that she wanted to do. She also took a bunch of requests, and I believe she did nearly 2 hours of karaoke from her phone, just singing along. By the end of it, her voice was a little bit rough, and of course, that makes all the sense in the world. Give me a moment. So, if you haven't gone to her channel yet, and I will put that in there. There we go. If you haven't gone to her channel yet, that is Kendra's Consume the Goodness. And if you want to just watch her sing for a very long time, here is her karaoke video right there. I made a couple of requests that she took. One of them was probably not as good, and the other one did work just fine. So yeah, actually, while I'm back in America, Kendra, I'll be able to watch your videos as you like in the evening when you actually have them, rather than waking up, setting the thing, and then putting it next to my head and closing my eyes and dozing while you do your videos. Well, I would do karaoke, but it doesn't fit my channel. It's not really what we do here. Jeez. You're too nice to me. All right. So, anybody else got anything? So, you guys think of a question. I will mention to you that I had a pretty good evening. I went to Kawasaki and I was looking for a new micro SD card and had a hard time. The first place I went to had all of the ones that I needed, like size wise, except for the 512 gigabyte. I showed the guy their company website and it was a really low price. And he kind of balked. He's like, we don't have anything that price. It's like, fine. So I went to their competitor, which was about 5 minutes away, and they had exactly what I needed and for the same price. And so, yeah, I walked away. I said to the guy, basically, I was like, well, that's a win for you guys and a loss for the other guys. So, and thanks, Kendra. And then, what was it? As I was on my way home, inside KQ Kawasaki Station is an installment of a walk-up pizza chain. It's a Yokohama pizza chain called Pizza Olive, and it's just a walk-up place. And they have kind of country-themed pizzas. The German pizza, which has potatoes on it, or the Mexican pizza, which is kind of spicy. And I like the Mexican pizza. And what they do is they pre-make a bunch of them, usually as half. You can buy half a pizza or a full pizza. They're not very big. And they stick them in a warming lamp. So I walked up, and it's right next to the escalator going up. And so I asked, hey, do you guys have the Mexican pizza with like the crispy crust? Hey, Brandon. And the guy says, sure, we got one of those. I'm like, cool, I'll take that. So I'm going to pay, and I thought, oh yeah, I think I have my stamp card on me, right? Reach in my wallet, pull out my stamp card, I hand it to him. He looks at the card and says, you've got enough stamps here. You can get a half a pizza for free. Do you want to do that? I said, God, yes, I want to do that. So I walked home with some free pizza. I was thinking about it and realized that I'm pretty glad I didn't realize I had a free half pizza available to me before, because I would have used it long ago. So it was really, really nice, sort of happy accident this evening. I was pretty happy about that. Groob, I don't know. I don't think so. I would say that Japan is not really conducive for data centers. There's just not that much empty space, and I really feel like there would be a huge pushback if they wanted to build a data center here. So, what is this new thing? Everybody keeps saying terrible in the chat. I'm not quite sure what I'm guessing it's a joke that I'm missing, but everybody was saying terrible when you first came in. Like, I don't get it. Sorry. Anyway, this is Zapil. Oh, and of course, just so you don't forget, Brad Cook stuff tomorrow at the usual time, 11 Eastern. And then I'm going to take a few weeks off, as I usually do when I go back to America. I usually take a few weeks off of doing cooking. It's my one vacation from the channel per year. I will make some cooking videos while I'm there. Those will probably air closer to the end of my vacation and shortly after I get back. But yeah, I am going to take a few weeks off and kind of recharge the circuits. I'll still cook. I'm just not going to put it on camera. It is nice once a year to have a short break. I will be in America for 6 weeks, Brandon, the longest I've ever gone back since I moved to Tokyo. This year, I'll actually be there in time for my mother's birthday. I'll be there to celebrate her birthday with her and a little bit extra. And so that'll be really, really nice. And I've got some plans for things to do while I'm back. If any of you reads my fiction blog, I know Todd does, only because I bug him relentlessly. I'll be doing a lot of writing for my fiction blog, probably write for my Japan blog, for my gaming blog, just to get some stuff done. And I'm going to try to sell some of my old stuff on eBay, make a little money, pay for the random stuff that I want to get while I'm home. All right, well, if none of you guys has anything else to say or ask, is Candace still in here, or did she fall back asleep? I know that this is early for her because she's farther out in the U.S. than Eastern Time Zone. Hey, he's a Michigan constitutional crusader rising up when the world goes cold. MCC, you missed most of my review here. You'll have to come back later. Well, Kendra went running. I was asking more about Candace. Yeah, I know. Beef's not cheap really anywhere. I will say that here, I mention this all the time. There's a grocery store. It's an independent grocery store that sells meat. Almost all of its meat, half price all day, every day, and I can get some really good stuff there. In fact, I got some pork spare ribs with barbecue sauce already in them, and I slow cooked them, and they barely fit in the slow cooker. So I had a little slow cooker, and they were really good. I ate the small ones and put the rest in the fridge because I cooked them for like 5 hours. But yeah, those are some really good spare ribs. And the final cost, and there weren't as many bones as I expected. The final cost for all three, probably maybe $10 for three trays, maybe like this big, with pork spare ribs and barbecue sauce. I consider that a pretty good price, at least locally. There we go. Yes, tater salad is Michigan Constitutional Crusader. Honestly, I still feel that he would have been a better choice to represent the 1A community, but they didn't ask me. All right, well, if there are no more questions, seriously, you guys had me for a little while longer, but excuse me, when the questions dry up, so do I. No, no. The person who was in the USVI was Long Island Audit. That's Sean Paul Reyes. He's based out of Long Island, New York. He was down there. He's and no shade on MCC here, but Long Island is probably one of the most successful of the 1A community. He had a meteoric rise, and so he has the cash that he can travel to pretty much every state in the Union, plus Hawaii, Alaska, and in the continental United States, plus Hawaii, plus Alaska, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So yeah, he was running around doing all sorts of things. Now, MCC is mostly, well, I mean, Michigan and the surrounding states. I keep trying to convince him to come down to West Virginia, but I'm pretty sure it's a little farther away than he would like to come. And I don't know if he'd get particularly good video down there. Some of this Okinawa Lime beer. Lawyers willing to back him from day one. Yeah, I mean, the guy has some contacts, and he seems to have a lot of loyal fellow YouTubers. Like Leroy Truth is one of his bigger supporters, and I think Leroy benefits from being a friend of Reyes, which is perfectly fine. I think he came to West Virginia once. So few of the 1A community come to West Virginia. I know Lemmy of Lemmy Audit You did the downtown, but he didn't come at a great time of year, and so he didn't get a whole lot of interaction. He just kind of wandered around, and there just wasn't much to do. And I think Long Island went to Star City, which is basically a small suburb of my hometown. It's an independent town. They have their own police and fire department, but it's effectively a suburb. And I think he got a small interaction, but it's not really representative of the state. I'm just see, where did you go? Where in West Virginia did you come? I imagine, based on where you are, you probably were up in the Panhandle, like Wheeling or something like that, because that's a lot easier to get to than farther down in the main part of the state. Anyway, I don't get too much into the 1A thing. That's it's something I support, but it's not really fit. It doesn't really fit into my channel. So, all right, well, I appreciate everybody stopping in. You know, like I say, this was mostly I was not so much reviewing these as I was just telling you what I thought of them because I've had them more than once each. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming in on this one. Just want to get one more live stream in before I don't want to say go dark for a month and a half, but before I kind of draw back for a month and a half. I'll be back in September. Probably before that, I'll probably do at least one of the Brad Cook Stuff in America videos before I leave. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you took Spanky Sunday. That's cool. All right, folks. If you haven't hit the like button, I mean, and if you actually do like this, please make sure to hit it. If you're not a fan, it's cool. I never expect anyone to like or subscribe, and I don't share videos myself, so I never expect anyone to share videos. If you feel like sharing, cool, but really, likes and comments are great for me. Subscriptions also cool, and if you watch stuff to the end, that helps my watch hours. That's my weakest part, so that's the thing I need the biggest help on. While I'm home, I am going to be putting up some of the Brad Cook Stuff videos in mega compilations, just in case anybody ever wants to boost my watch hours. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me a little bit tonight. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish what I've got here. There we go. Before I go to bed. But thanks very much, everybody. You guys have a good rest of your day and try to stay cool wherever you are. Bye, everybody.